Hey, fellow mathers, before we get into this episode, we want to share with you how you can get access to free content, professional learning that will keep your students engaged and doing the math that matters. Get ready to go to this link, mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge.
That's right. Registration is open for the free Math is Figureoutable Challenge that's starting May 15th and runs to the 17th at 7 p.m. Central. We're going to have 3 nights jam-packed with learning and routines that you can take straight to your classroom.
In these challenges, we have a great time. We do some math, talk about classroom experiences, give away super cool bonuses and prizes. You won't just walk away with routines that are naturally engaging and encourage your students to think mathematically. You'll also have a chance to win over $6K worth in prizes, including a few virtual PD sessions for your school. I'll be joined by my wonderful co-host Kim and special guest Jenna Labe.
You can register at mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge for a fantastic learning experience. That's mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. Now on to the show.
Hey, fellow mathematicians, welcome to the podcast where math is figure-outable. I'm laughing and I'm Pam Harris.
Kim Montague.
And this episode is a math strat chat episode that is going to prove to be fun because we are both cracking up just a little bit. Hey, what's Math Strat Chat? Well, every Wednesday evening, I throw out a math problem on social media and people from around the world chat about the strategies they use. It is super to see everyone's thinking. Kim, why are you laughing?
You're going to steal my thinking. Okay, so this Wednesday, our math problem was 1176 divided by 48. So we're interested. How would you solve this problem? Pause the podcast. As always, solve the problem any way you want. It is 1176 divided by 48. Solve it and come back to hear how we're going to solve it on the fly.
We're solving on the fly. So, y'all, sometimes Kim and I look at the problems a little bit ahead of time. Not very often, but we look at them a little bit ahead of time. And I'll say, hey, I'll do this strategy. And she'll say, I'll do that strategy. We don't do that all the time, but we do it sometimes. This time, we are on the fly. Yeah. So neither of us have thought about this at all. So I'm looking at 1,176 divided by 48. And I'm saying to myself, what is 1,176 close to? And it feels to me that it's close to 1,200. Ooh, which is nice because once I can think about 1,200 and 48, 12 is a factor of 48. So I'm tempted and I'm just scratching down a ratio table and I'm thinking about 48s and I'm thinking I know 100 48s would be 4,800. Therefore, 50 48s would be half that, 2,400. Therefore, 25 48s would be half of 2,400, which would be 1,200. Now I'm in the ballpark. So now I've got 25 48s are 1,200, but I need 1176, which is, I'm playing a little I have you need in my head, which is 24 away from 1,200. So somehow I need to get to 24 from 48. So that's half. So I've literally written 0.5 in the ratio table to get that 24. And so now I don't need 25 48s. I need a half 48 less than that. So that would be 24.5. So I think the answer is 24.5.
Okay. Well, that's...
You were doing your own work. You weren't even listening to me, huh?
I kind of was not because well, listen, I haven't really solved it, but I was looking at the numbers because as soon as you said 1,200, I was like, oh, that's what I was going to do. Straight 100 and then 25 and
back
then
up. Uh-huh.
All right. So 1176 divided by 48. I'm going to do equivalent ratios. So I don't really love 1176. So I'm going to just divide out 2 to start and see what it leaves me with. Half 1,100 is 550. Half of 76 is 38. So that's 588 divided by 24. And then let's see what I got there. That's like that's kind of like 600 divided by 24, which would be 50. But then that's 12 24ths too much. So that's a half too much. So did you get 49.5? I don't even know what you got.
I got 24.5. How did you get, where did, I followed you to the
50?
Oh,
no, 25. Because 600 divided by 24 is 25.
Well, I was going to ask you how you got 50 there. How do you know it's
Um,
25?
because in my head, I said 60 divided by 12 is 5, but it was 24, not 12.
Oh, so if 60 divided by 12 is 5,
Yep,
then
divided by 24.
600 divided by wait.
So,
You do that faster than me.
so
Go ahead.
what I said to myself was not 600 divided by 24. I
Uh-huh.
said to myself 600 divided by 12, but that was incorrect. 600 divided by 12 is 50. So because 60 divided by 12 is
It's
5,
5.
so
Okay.
600 divided by 12 is 50. But the problem was actually 600 divided by 24, so that is 25.
Nice, and I love it when you do that because I'm still my brain is still working on. If you can think about 600 divided by 12 being 50, then 600 divided by something twice as big has to
Yeah,
be the answer has to be half as big, right?
yeah. But
Yeah.
600 divided by 24 was too much because I was really looking for 588 divided by 24.
Yep. Yeah.
And so it's half too much. So
Nice. I like that.
24.5.
Hey, so when you started talking, I actually heard something different, and then I followed what you did. So, if you don't mind, I want to finish what I heard.
Yeah.
I wrote a fraction as well, 1,176 divided by 48 as a fraction, and
Mm-hmm.
then I wrote equals, and that 1,200 was like screaming at me. So I wrote 1,200 divided by 48 minus the extra, right? If it's 1176, it's
Yep.
almost 1,200. So now I have two fractions with a subtraction sign in between them. 1,200 divided by 48 minus 24 divided by 48. So that
Yep.
24 divided by 24 divided by 48 is the half. Then I would have to reason about 1,200 divided by 48. And I was wondering if I could do something similar to what you did before. Like if I could think about 4,800 divided by, no, that's a little different than what you did. But I could think 4,800 divided by 48 is 100. So half of that would be 50, and half again to get 1,200 would be 25. So there's
Yeah.
25 minus 0.5. Anyway, it was a little fun to play with. That's kind of I would call that like a smart partial quotient, even though I wrote it as fractions. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
equivalent ratios because a little over strategy there. Anyway, it was cool.
Yeah.
Fun numbers.
Yes. Okay. So we can't wait to see your math strategy. I wonder if it was like one of ours or maybe even something different. Represent your thinking and take a picture of your work or screenshot your phone and tell the world on social media. Let's get everybody playing. While you're there, check out what other people did and definitely comment on their thinking.
Hey, and twag me on Twitter.
Twitter.
Is it still called Twitter anymore? I don't
X,
even know. Tag me on X at PW Harris and Instagram, Pam Harris _math, and Facebook, Pam Harris author, mathematics education. And make sure you use the hashtag MathStratChat. And then check out our next Math Strat Chat problem that we'll post every Wednesday around 7 p.m. Central Time, and pop back here to hear how we're thinking about the problem. We love having you as part of the Math is Figureoutable movement. Let's keep spreading the word that math is figureoutable. Thank you for listening and making math more figureoutable.
To learn even more, make sure you register for our free challenge at mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. You are not going to want to miss the evenings of May 15th through 17th, starting at 7 p.m. Central.
Math teaching, go register now. That's mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. Join us to make math more and more figureoutable. And if you can't join live, register and we'll send you access to the recordings. We'll see you there.